Yo, what's going on, guys? Chris Barner here. Overtime Athletes, everything for the power athlete. Got some interesting questions that I want to share with you guys. Basically, these guys are asking me, you guys are asking me how you should train your core, how you should train your torso, what you should be doing if you're an athlete, and you know, some of the exercises that you're performing. So to break down a basic video that all you athletes should be performing when you're training your core, and basically the progression you should be working through or I'll go over that today. So there's 3 areas that I typically hit in a weekly program. So no matter what, you want to hit these 3. I don't care if you hit them 2 times a week or 3 times a week. It's important that you hit them a minimum of 1. And that's going to be flexion, extension, and rotation. All right, and this is of the torso. So when I say torso, I'm looking anything from the chest, basically down to the belly button, wrapped all the way around. It obviously integrates into your lower body, your hips, and then your shoulder and back area. So we'll get into that. But these are the 3 main things that I'm looking for. So on 3 separate days when I'm finishing my workout or within my workout, I know that I'm going to hit flexion, extension, and rotation. So to go over them real quick, your flexion is going to be forward, your extension is going to be backwards, which is going to work the entire, this posterior chain, your erectors here. Obviously, flexion is going to work the rectus abdominis, and then basically what we're going to work with rotation is the obliques, the transverse, and everything that basically rotates your body from there. Now, my rule of thumb for athletes that I'm focusing on, and what I basically, the progression that I'm looking for, and when I think about an athlete over time and depending on their needs, depending on the athlete's needs, I'll break them down where they're at. However, if I'm taking a block of off season and I'm working athletes, I'm always going to move from stabilization to integration, right? So stabilization, actually, let me just show you some ideas of basically what I would do, what an athlete would typically start off with and what they'll finish with. So if I was talking about the movements in rotation or associated with rotation and we were talking stabilization, some of the things I might do would be something such as like a side plank, something being able to hold my torso here, being able to secure the stabilization. When I say stabilization, it doesn't always necessarily mean an isometric hold, right? I could take the cable machine and perform some kind of an anti-rotation where basically I'm just stabilizing here and being able to use other weight, if you will. Then moving into the next phase would be I start doing some form of integration, right? So I might take a med ball, or I can do any kind of rotational moves, and then I'll progress them into something with power. So I can perform a med ball toss using just the rotational muscles in my abdominals or in my core, if you will. And then finally, like to take it to the next level, the final phase of integration would be some kind of sport specific, where I'm integrating the lower or the upper body with some form. Now you're doing that here, but I might do something like a landmine, lunge with a twist, where it's basically challenging the athlete and their motor units to basically integrate the lower body, transfer that energy through the torso efficiently, and really basically peak them for the season. So like I said, 3 things: flexion, extension, rotation. We're moving from stabilization to integration, and that's basically how you train the core for athletes. I hope that helps. I'll catch you guys next time. Hey, thanks so much for watching the video. If you're interested in becoming a better athlete, go ahead and click this box right over here. Today, we'll get you signed up for a free athletic course that's going to teach you how to become a better athlete, whether it be speed, explosiveness, strength, or just pure aesthetics. Go ahead and click that. I'm going to send it to you and get you started immediately.